Hello everyone and welcome to episode 51 of SnowRunner on hard mode. I hope you're all having a wonderful day. Because I certainly am. We're towards the arse end of Michigan now, which I feel like I've been saying for God knows how many episodes. But in last episode, episode 50, nonetheless, we completed the last contract. Excluding the logging contracts, which we're going to do another time. So just ignore those. So we're really now in the process of mopping up the last couple of tasks and contests. Almost did it again. There's 2 tasks to do and 2 contests to do. And today we're heading over to Drummond Island, as displayed lovingly on screen right now, to do Lost Delivery, which involves picking up 3 cargo containers, I believe. Slight pain in the ass because I've got to get them over to here, and I've only got the 1 slot to do it in. Ooh, I have a possible idea, but I don't know whether I can be arsed with it. Anyway, it looks like our first one's just down here. So, let's go and deal with that. We have got a fuel trailer somewhere in the centre of this place, so I'm not worried about fuel today. If I bought the Fleet Star down, then yeah, I could probably do 2 of these at once, but Drummond Island is not a big map, so I'm happy to do a bit of back and forth for now. And as I've mentioned before, the White Western Star is a little more stable on its little feet, on its little wheels, than the Fleet Star. Now for once it has been, I think, less than a week since I last played this, which in theory means I should be slightly better at the game, because I won't have forgotten how it works. But in practice, who knows? So this is our first container, which I've just whacked one. I'm a little sceptical of how this is going to lift. I've got a feeling they're relatively light. I think I said before, but I do remember reading that cargo in SnowRunner has kind of 2 weights. One which is when it's kind of settled down in your truck, essentially. And one which is when it's being lifted or is loose. And essentially it's lighter when it's loose. Just to enable the crane to work better, I guess. I'm doing this at a horrible angle and in reverse, so that's fun. And what I have managed to do is put myself in the wrong direction. Not to be confused with the somewhat popular band One Direction from many years ago. Do they still exist? Shit, no, of course, one of them's dead. Oh my god. That's, whoops. Let's just ignore that fart in the room that it was. That's not even an expression. Oh dear, right. Anyway, moving swiftly on. Shit, I've had it. We gone. There you go, everyone. You got about how long? Ooh, about 4 minutes of sensible conversation out of me before it all went to pot, and I accidentally questioned whether someone was still alive. So we're fueled up. We are gonna go this way. Wonderful. I've got a cheeky idea. Because this truck can't pull a trailer, my mind was going to carriage and also cabbage for some reason. But because this can't pull a trailer the traditional method, I'm wondering whether I can whack one of these on the trailer and then just yank it along by the winch. I don't actually know, considering the distances involved on Drummond Island, whether that's more trouble than it's worth. And also, if I sound croaky today, apparently I just am. I don't know what it is. I sound slightly croaky to myself. It might not come across in the video. I'm also getting words wrong left, right and centre. I promise I'm sober. That sounds like something someone that's not sober would say. Oh god. It's currently like 20 to 5 in the afternoon. I'm 100% sober. In fact, I've got to that point in life where alcohol sort of hurts a bit more. I'm probably going to stop in a second, although it'll be cut out, because I want to get a photo of this trudging through the forest, and I also want a sip of coffee. So, standard professional affair. There you go. Jump cut for you, but an opportunity for me to have coffee for me. What? Oh dear. Dear, oh dear. I can definitely feel the weight of this shipping container slowing me down, I think. But we do have the winch to either pull myself along or, in the case of that tiny little tree over there, just vandalise the environment. I was about to say either works, but one really doesn't work. Right, so I'm just going to pop myself here for a second to see where that other shipping container is. Right, it's there. So, how do I want to do this? Do I want to risk dragging it along, or I think I've got... Is that going to save anything? Sorry, I'm just thinking of a plan. Which doesn't really achieve anything, so let's just ignore it and let's just do it one by one. I say it's not a big map. I think. I didn't check where I've got to drop off. There, just there. Yeah, no, it's fine. Let's just not stall the truck. Let's just carry on. And do a bit back and forth. It's going to cost me a bit of fuel, a bit of time. But I'm not sure I really care right now. Or do I? Do I try? Yeah, you know what? I've said all that. I'm now just going to try the winch it along in a trailer method. Just to see how it goes. But what I do need to do is unpack the cargo to do that. Now by doing this, I'm not actually able to get the cargo out. Oh, there we go. So this is slightly difficult, because I need to actually drop this in properly, because I'll only be winching the trailer, I won't be able to pack the cargo. So I kind of want it in there as best as possible. But my favourite crane camera is not making it easy. This is one of the rare times on this channel that you'll see me try and do some precision with a crane. Don't know if you can hear that. It's an ice cream van. Outside. It's mid-October, past mid-October. It's not the warmest today, so shout out to the optimism of that guy. Or girl. Or person. Just shout out to the optimism, really. Right. I am doing a bit of a lap here. Firstly, to not grab myself some fuel, because I'm too far away. But mostly just I really can't talk today. Mostly just to avoid trying to turn around with the trailer. Now, of course, the issue that I do have is that by doing this, I lose the ability to winch myself if I need to. But I'm not overly concerned by that. So what we want to do is park this there. Go this way. I was going to say go this way, but that's a bit of a spicy angle, to be honest, so let's not do that. Let's just instead squeeze our way through here. And head on up to the next container. I feel like the White Western Star is driving really slow today. It might just be a bit of the mud and stuff that's on this map. Oh, hello, Watchtower. Been a while since I've seen you. In fact, it's just been a while since we've been down here, to be honest. It's a part of Drummond Island that I rarely come to. Actually, we rescued the Pacific from here. And there was 1 or 2 tasks this way, I think, but beyond that, it's probably been months since I've been here. The last time we're vaguely over this direction was probably doing the contest that involved the Chevy bouncing across some rocks. Oh, bloody hell. The contest involving the Chevy bouncing across rocks and going across the river. I want to say river, harbour, water, whatever. Right. Let's get that a little closer, actually. This is just to counteract the precise nature of the loading earlier. Can I go up there? There was a couple of episodes ago when I was talking about how the map is a bit deceptive, because that looks horrid on here. But in real terms, it don't look too bad. I realise that I'm gonna put myself at a slightly spicy angle, but do the usual trick of putting a winch on for a safety net. And there we go. Ooh. And the reason that I'm coming this way, you might have worked out, is it so I can cut back down here. And refuel the truck whilst we're passing. loads of fuel in there, which is good. I see the flaw in this plan now. There's a trailer in where? Well, that almost pissed on the parade. Luckily, it didn't. I'm trying to go backwards in forwards only gear. Nope. Perfecto. Should have a sip of my coffee before we get going. I'm just going to pull that a little closer. Cool. It's almost like we've got a trailer attached now. As long as it doesn't fall off this bridge or anything. Oh, that was close. I thought I'd spoken too soon then. I thought it was just going to career off the edge of it. Career, is that a word? Career off the edge? Careen off the edge? One of those might be right. Both of them might be right. Both of them might be wrong. Let me know in the comments, everyone. What a treat for you all. What was your forced engagement comment today? English homework. So we've now got to cut down here. There's a tree stump that I thankfully noticed. Obviously, as the trailer's not attached, it does mean we need to do a bit of faffing around with the crane to get the cargo container out of it and then reload it into here and then drop it off. But that's fine. That's not a biggie. So, cargo management. That's one. I've done that like an idiot. Because I ain't going to be able to grab it from there. I need to actually go to the side of it so the crane can reach it. And to reverse, I need to be in a reversible gear. Let's just pull forward because the crane's about to shoot out. There we go. Lovely. Two. And three is down here. It's quite handy with some of these big uns because you can just see whereabouts they are. Is it quicker to go that way? Oh, let's treat ourselves, go a different route. Hello, twins dear. Nice to see you here. Farm. Sorry, I don't know why I exclaimed that. Ah, the Titanic. Actually, no, it's more like Costa Concordia. Let's not make more jokes about dead people. Once was enough, although it wasn't really a joke. It was just a faux pas. Yeah, so I'm glad I went for the cheeky drag a trailer method then, because it probably saved us a bit of time and a bit of fuel. Which does mean, thrillingly, I'm probably going to have enough time in this video to attempt the Flaming Barrels contest in Island Lake, which is not one of my favourites, as with most contests in SnowRunner. But we'll give it a crack, see how it goes. So we've got some logs there that are probably needed for the logging missions, funnily enough. We've got a trailer that I don't think we're ever going to need again unless SnowRunner adds some more missions like I spoke about last week, or last episode. There we go, 240 experience, 2,150. Actually said it right that time. And we're good. Right, off to Island Lakar. I don't know why I was in high range there either. Hello, Twinster. Fancy seeing you here again. How long have I been recorded for, out of interest? 24 minutes. Which will be shorter for you because some of it is me syncing the audio at the start and faffing around. And then the minute or so that I went into photo mode. A behind the scenes snippet for you. How exciting. Is this where I want to go? Oh no. It's not at all where I want to go. But we'll carry on going this way. And just take left down here instead. Or Anderson Shelters or whatever over there. Actually, every time that I backed up and went through that horridly swampy route there, it might have been easy to just go straight ahead and cut through where I just did. The more you know. Alright, so now we of course just have a lovely drive through Island Lake to get where we need to be. Which I'm hoping doesn't knacker my fuel on the way. I don't think it should, unless we get some particularly swampy ground. But we can stick to the main routes to get through. And hopefully we'll do okay with those. I mean, this is fairly muddy here. We've got the high range to kind of keep us locked at relatively constant speed. And hopefully that also minimises the fuel drain, he says, as it's reaching 15. Oops. That's where we've got low plus that can also help us with that as well, because that's capping out at lower fuel rate than the high range, and it also allows us to put the diff lock on, which which might burn a little more fuel one way, but if we're actually getting out of stuck situations quicker, then it sort of swings and roundabouts, isn't it? To be honest, if I can get to the contest with about 150 fuel left, then I should be okay. So we slow it down a bit here and just be a little more careful. I think this is where we filmed the bouncing scout short all those months ago. So I think we're actually here, which was quicker than I expected, which is good because it's obviously good for the fuel drain and it bodes well for the contest in terms of getting through Island Lake. Now, the issue with this one is you have to pick up some fuel barrels, which is fine. The bigger issue is I don't know where they are. I've got a feeling they're around here somewhere. If they are, I don't know whether to try and battle through the swamp there, or go the long way around. What's the timing like on this? 10 minutes to get there. That's interesting though. The circle's showing here. So maybe the flaming barrels are elsewhere. I don't know, I guess I'm just going to have to start the mission and go for it. Oh. They're right there. I thought they were way further away. Oh, I've been thwarted by a telegraph pole. Great start, everyone. Cat cargo, restore crane. Where am I going? Up there. Forward, please. So that was almost a minute's worth of faffing around, which means we got 9 minutes to get to the destination. Which is not bad. I'd like to be kind of on the... So we're travelling... Oh, I can't remember the directions relative to the actual map layout at the moment, but if we base it on how I just looked at the map, we're kind of travelling eastwards at the moment. And then we'll be going northwards. Or to put it in a simple term, where I've dumped that first objective... waypoint. It'd be good to be there by about the 3-minute mark, I think. Bit of a shame that the cargo has stacked in the back rather than the forward slot. I just think going in the forward slot would have been slightly better for balance maybe, but yeah, we'll see. There is a temptation to drop it into auto and really try and get some more speed up, but we've got plenty of time at the moment to do this. And as we know, slow and steady wins the race, especially with SnowRunner. And it gives us a bit more time to be sensible with it. But what I will do is pop it in auto now that we're on this main kind of spar. Not really achieved anything. In fact, if anything, it slowed us down. So, lesson learned. Keep plodding along in high range. Got the really dramatic SnowRunner music kicking in to underscore this epic race. As our intrepid driver works his way through the swampy marshlands of Island Lake, he encounters the log bridge. If I pronounced that right, it would have been log bridge. But crossing it, he spies a fuel tanker in the distance. There's no time to fill up though. Quenching the thirst will have to wait. Speeding. Somewhat moving at a medium pace into the lumberyard. We're able to disable all-wheel drive. I definitely said all-wheel drive there. And head on out to the bridges of pain. The first bridge of pain should present little challenge. However, the turn at the end is where things get a little more drastic. Through the turn, onto the bridge. And then this is where it's really tricky, because you've got the exciting camber. But we've got 5 minutes to do this. So let's be a little bit careful. Let's drop the speed down. Work our way through. Pull the speed up. And away we go. Back to high range. Take a right at the lights. Get stuck on a sign. There we go. God, I'm glad we're not on a clock or anything. That would have been a right nightmare. Goodness me. Blue trailer in its natural habitat. On its side. And a big Bertha container just sort of in the way as well. I don't know why I decided to go all the way around here. But here we go. Hey, promotion. Rank 18, 370 XP, 3350 money. And a new record. Wow, that was lovely. So I guess it's back to Smithfield Dam now. Because that's where our last two contests and tasks remain. Words come back to me. This is the way that I want to go, yep. God, I really should have just... Why did I go all the way around? What a waste of time that was. Crashed into a tiny tree. Are we still functioning with all the lights? Yeah, it's wonderful. What's quite exciting is I feel like this is the first time in a long, long time that we've had the Fleet Star and the White Western Star together. Love it. Oh, piss. I just stopped my engine. So glad we don't pick up damage for that. So, into the White Western Star, into the Fleet Star, and off we go to Smithfield Dam. Taking both trucks in a nice little convoy. What a lovely treat for us all. Unfortunately, we are going in the NAF way. But such is life. Ooh, the ghost trucks. I mean, that was a bit aggressive. So to get back to the garage, it can be easiest to go this way. But we have to do tools delivery, which involves a truck going to there. So I think I want to get my trucks to there first. because the Fleet Star's probably going to have a crack at tools delivery. I can't do it with the White Western Star because I can't drag the trailer. And like, it's definitely possible for me to winch it along, but I need to hook onto it to complete the mission, so that'd be a pointless exercise if I took the White Western Star to try and drag it. Hoping I can get through this okay with both trucks. The current answer is not very well, but we are at the kind of muddiest bit. I also need to take a moment to actually put the waypoints in, because otherwise I'll go off-piste and that's not good in these swamps. This is burning a lot of fuel though, which isn't the end of the world for the White Western Star because it's just got to get back to garage. But might be a pain for the Fleet Star because it's got a whole little adventure to do. I don't know if it's this waypoint where we have the parting of the ways. I think it might be. If not this one, probably the next one. Yeah, no, I don't think it's this, because that doesn't look like any sort of road. Oh no, it is. So we say goodbye to the Fleet Star, I believe. And the White Western Star carries on. Briefly. Too briefly. Because I want to nick some fuel out of it. Ah, you know what, I'm just going to park it here. So that actually did do quite well for fuel drain on the Fleet Star. Didn't lose a lot. Let's put four-wheel drive on. Let's nick some fuel from the White Western Star. That gives it 200 to get back to the garage. And this is on its way to everyone's favourite road. Now, I don't know whether this is actually going to have the strength to pull the curtain side trailer up the hill that it needs to do. Or through the route that it needs to do. But we'll try it. So let me try it. Is this the road? Apparently it is. Have I lost a light? No, it's just not as bright as the White Western. Nah, this is the road. Nope, this is the road. Oh yeah, this is a bit of a bouncy bit here. So, as always with the fleet style, I need to be careful of that. Just drop the speed so it doesn't bounce off as much or get as airborne as much. That wouldn't be fun. This is quite a steep slope to contend with now. So it'll be interesting to see how it does. Got a feeling this is similar to the slope that we might be dragging the curtain side trailer up, so that's going to be fun. We'll just yank ourselves over it. Cool. And now, it's time to just do our favourite little route. I can't actually remember which warehouse it is that you have to take the curtain side to. Whether it's the one where we've got all the GMC and various trailers dumped at the moment, or whether it's the one that we actually started this episode at. Or neither. Could be somewhere else entirely different. I mean, we saw how well I remembered the fuel barrels for flaming barrels, thinking they were in a completely different place. So we've got 203 fuel right now. It'd be good to get to the curtain side trailer with about 150 of it left, I think. Which might be tight. It's just pinged onto the map, but obviously the way that we have to tackle this route, we've got a lot of distance to go between there, now and there. We're not travelling as the crow flies. We're travelling as the truck drives. not normally time-lapse this journey, but I felt because we were kind of starting it halfway into the route that I usually kind of skip over. I can't really be bothered in a way to just do a little short one. And it's been a long time, I think, since we did this drive at kind of non-time-lapse speed. I think probably last time was when we came the opposite way doing one of the contests to get something to that house in the middle of the pond that we just drove through with the White Western Star and the Fleet Star. So I just need to make sure I haven't gone past. No, it's there where we're going. I saw a little, what looked like a little muddy path off to the right, and I was like, I know that there's a turning here somewhere, but I can't remember whether it was before the warehouse or after. And it is after. It is right here. So I believe we've got to drag the curtain side trailer up this. Which is going to be an experience, because curtain side trailers are not light. And you can see we're kind of struggling by ourselves here. Flip side, there is a lot of trees. But this ground is not great. I wouldn't be entirely surprised if we don't actually have enough fuel to do this properly. We also have this section that doesn't have anything to winch onto later. So that's going to be interesting. Obviously, if this doesn't work, we can bring the Pacific and hope that the beefiness of that will do the job. Oh. Unless there's another way of tackling it. But I'm not sure there is. Obviously, it also depends on which warehouse we've got to go to. So we're just about going to have 150 fuel that I was hoping for. And there, just popping into view, is the curtain side that we've got to deal with. However, that is going to be an issue for the next episode, or challenge for the next episode, because I am going to leave this one here for today. So as always, thank you all ever so much for watching. Hopefully I'll see you in the next one where we try and drag this absolute unit of a trailer, most likely up a vertical hill, and probably get stressed about it. So yeah, hopefully I'll see you there. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thanks for watching, as always, and goodbye. See you next time.